The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Great American Collectibles Show, heard Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on PSA.com and the PSA Facebook page. The Great American Collectibles Show is brought to you by PSA and the National Sports Collectors Convention. Tonight's headlines are brought to you by Sports Collectors Daily. For all of your hobby news, features, and more, visit sportscollectorsdaily.com. And now, your hosts, Tom Zappala and Rico Petrocelli.
She's got a great voice.
She does have a good voice.
Yeah,
Who is that? Who's? Oh, that's right. That's right.
Your wife, Dave, and your granddaughter. You got a very talented family.
A team.
Really
a
good,
team.
so-
Hey, listen, happy Thanksgiving, man.
And to you, too. What's this hat all about? Green now. All of a sudden, you got another hat?
This hat was given to me at our dear friend, believe it or not, Tony DeMarco's funeral.
Oh, wow.
Mickey Finn. You know Mickey?
Yeah.
Mickey Finn gave me this hat, and he said he went to go visit Tony the week before he died, and Tony said, keep punching.
Keep punching. Wow.
So he had a bunch of hats made, and he gave me
that's
one.
nice.
So this is in honor of our
Yeah.
late dear friend, the former welterweight champ of the world, Tony DeMarco.
Yeah, he was a great guy.
Good guy,
Great
good guy. All right, listen, we've got a lot to cover. Let's bring Grady in right now. Derek.
Oh, speaking of hats.
Yeah, Derek, let's talk about that hat. Can we not hear him? Okay, there we are. Can we talk about that hat for a minute?
Yeah, I bought it from a New Orleans street vendor.
Is it leather or plastic?
No, it's just been beaten, weather beaten.
So it's not
like
leather?
leather.
It looks like leather to me.
Yeah.
No, it's not leather. Well, it might be now. It's been through the war with me.
What does it say on top? Is there what is
New
this?
Orleans.
Oh, it says New Orleans. Okay. All right, cool. Very cool. All right, listen, Derek Grady's in the house, some Heritage auctions. We love Heritage.
Of course we do. Derek, too. For
Listen to me. He is a pain.
We got all that on tape, too, Derek.
He's a pain. He's a
Okay, I'm
pain.
going to sue him.
Yeah.
I'm going to take his house in Florida.
Oh, nice.
Derek's in the house, and a little later on, John Broggi.
Yes,
From the
John.
National. John is going to update us on the plans for the 2022 National that Rico refuses to attend. I can't go down there now. I'm not traveling anymore.
Hold it. You
What?
said, where's it going to be?
Atlantic City.
Well, I'll be there because I can try.
Okay.
You could
I want
try.
all. I know that. I want all of our viewers, listeners, Derek, Chrissy, David. You heard
name
it.
them all.
You heard it. Rico
all
said
the
it.
viewers.
Rico said that he was going to be at the National in Atlantic City.
And one.
Okay, so
Under one condition.
what's the bet?
No, unless I'm dead. You know what I mean? Hey, let's face it. If I die, then I'll bet you anything. You name
How about a box of cigars?
how many cigars? In
6.
No good. 25 cigars.
25 cigars?
Yes.
Grady, you heard this.
That's right.
A box of 20.
Unless I'm incapacitated.
A box
I will
of
be
25 cigars of our choice?
there. Yeah, no, your choice. Well, I don't mean.
No, I can't pay a $500.
No, I mean reasonable. $20, $3
a box of Avantis.
Yeah, no. Okay.
All right. I'm going to hold you to that. All right, listen, Derrickson, we're going to talk about a lot, but first, our headlines, brought to us by our good friend Rich Miller and the guys at Sports Collectors Daily. Jonathan Taylor rookie card emerges as the big card of the 2020 draft. Anyone who watched him play in college, Jonathan Taylor was amazing. Now he's starting to collect all kinds of accolades because he has become a superstar. Last week, against the Indianapolis Colts, this kid ran 32 times for 185 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 receptions for 19 receiving yards, and another touchdown reception, giving him 5 touchdowns on the day as a rookie.
Yeah.
This kid is not only going to be Rookie of the Year, but he is a definite
So what are you saying?
MVP candidate. He's an MVP candidate for the National Football League this year.
So, I mean, what are you saying relative to the collector? His card's going to be
his card is already
now?
Derek, is this kid's card going to skyrocket?
Well, one game?
No, he's
he's having a good year.
People are taking shots. I mean, they're going to. I mean, look, he looks good. He looks good.
All right, so is this a good investment for me, Enrico?
Whoop.
Well, it's not. I mean, come on. What do I look like?
Don't go down that road.
Hey, so running backs, he tweaks his knee.
Yeah.
Something happens. Okay. Could ruin him. Running backs, it's very difficult.
But again, that's what we've been talking about. These young guys rolling the dice, investing, and this is is this a hedge card?
People are going all in on Justin Herbert. They're going all in Josh Allen. They are spending big money on Mahomes. Mahomes won a Super Bowl and lost the Super Bowl. But Justin Herbert may never get to a Super Bowl. There are people paying.
See, would you buy a card like that? I wouldn't invest in a card like that.
Probably not. I mean, the only thing I would do is if the price is reasonable. Seriously.
You'd buy the card?
Yeah, I would take a shot at him if the price, I mean, it doesn't.
What about a Mac Jones card? Too early for a kid like that?
I'll tell you right now, he looks good.
He is a good quarterback.
He looks good. And, I don't want to say it was Tom Brady came out of that system. And Tom Brady is obviously the greatest of all time. Mac Jones looks really good. I don't think you're getting deals on Mac Jones cards right now.
Really? Mac Jones's numbers, I was looking at him. His numbers, I'm not saying he's Tom Brady.
No, I wouldn't.
But
of course not.
His numbers for the first 10 games of his rookie year are better than Tom Brady's for the first 10 games. I know it doesn't tell you much.
No, but I'm saying he's got a lot of he's cool under pressure, too. The guy is cool. And he gets hit, and he bounces up there, so he's got a chance to have a heck of a career.
No, I agree. All right, so our giveaway today, here, Rick, you can hold this up because the camera is on you.
What's this?
Just hold it up. You don't need to know what it is. This is, and by the way, we had a winner last week on this, too. This is a very, it's first of all, you don't understand something.
Close. I want to get close.
Can I say something?
I want to say something about the card.
Can I say something?
Yes.
You don't realize that when you hold it up, what you're seeing is different than when you watch the show. When you hold it up, it's almost the whole screen.
Yeah. All right, so I wanted to explain this.
Go ahead. This is cool.
This photographer should have gotten an award for this because that was 67, the last out in the regular season. He got Lonborg. Jim Lonborg is the pitcher.
Who's that behind you?
Cy Young. That's Yaz behind me, the MVP. And there's me. I'm just a slinker. But that's
I
what a
didn't
shot.
realize
What
that.
A shot.
And this is Derek. Oh, Rico's got to hold it up. This is Rico catching the Rich Rollins pop-up.
Yeah, right.
That clinched a tie for
he wasn't born yet.
For the American League pennant, and an hour and a half later, about an hour and a half, a couple hours later, you guys won it.
We won, and we got in the World Series. But this photo...
That's a great photo. Who took the picture, do you know?
No, that's what I was saying. Guy...
Well, we're going to give this away along with...
Jeez.
Along with, and Derek, maybe you can add some monetary value to this. Why don't you hold this up? This is a Greg Jeffries rookie card.
You're an idiot. Really?
Signed. Hold on. Because it's signed by our good friend Staten Island Joe Marino, who bought 1,000 of them, hedging his bets 25 or 30 years ago. And he called me up and said, I've got these on the wall of one of my rooms as wallpaper. Can you help me out? So we're going to give a signed Joe Marino.
Just Joe. He's just
Joe. Staten Island Joe. Staten Island Joe.
What's Staten Island Joe? Okay.
So we're going to give that away. What's the value of that, Derek?
That'd be $0.
You have to pay somebody.
Rico's photo's $10 more than that, so we're $10.
The holder's worth more.
Yeah, that somebody would take the card saver.
All right. So
come on, let's
Grady's
see.
in the house. Rico's got a bunch of questions. Go ahead, ask him. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. What's going on with the next auction?
That's a very good question, actually.
It's a good question, Rico.
Well, thank you.
We just ended a $26 million catalog auction, cards and memorabilia. And was supposed to do about 20 million. It did 26 million.
Wow.
So we were obviously thrilled. Our consigners were thrilled. There must have been, 600 different winning bidders. So the shipping is obviously around the holidays is tough, but we get it done.
How many guys? Let's talk about that for an auction that size, a $26 million auction. In your shipping department, how many people do you usually have working getting those packages out the door?
Here's the great part. Since I'm not in the Dallas office, I have no idea. Because keep in mind, that's a humongous shipping department for the entire company. We have 30-some divisions.
So everything ships out of one shipping department?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, there's a ton of people, obviously.
Wow.
It's a big operation.
Big, yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, so anyway, there were Mantle jersey.
Yeah. What was the high? What were the top three? The top three items.
So the top 3 items.
Yeah, 3 or 4 items that you guys sold in the auction.
Hopefully, somebody to my right will say a few things here too.
Is Lee there? Lee's not
the
even.
Mantle jersey was the number 1 item on the board. Okay?
What year? But what year?
1954 road. 1954 road jersey.
54 road Mantle jersey. That's pretty cool.
But there was also like the K-line collection, right?
Right.
That was estimated around 800,000 and came in at like 1.4.
Now, Al K-line, he donated those himself, right? That came from him personally?
Or
his family?
It's not a donation.
No, his family.
I wish he had donated his collection to me. I'd be an instant millionaire. But we hit it out. That just shows you the following he had. The bidders went crazy over his items.
He was a good player, Rico.
His family was great to work with, and they were very happy with the final numbers, and tons of different winning bidders from all over the country got a piece of Al K-line's personal collection.
Rick, was he a quiet guy?
Yeah, pretty quiet. But he could do it all. I mean, he had power. He hit for average.
Good fielder.
Excellent fielder, and could run the base as well. He wasn't, a speed demon, but no, he was a great all-around.
You played against him a lot.
Almost my whole
Mr.
career.
Tiger, he stayed in Detroit, still had an office at the ballpark.
Well, he was doing broadcasting for a while, wasn't he?
A long time after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you played pretty much through your whole career.
Almost my whole career. Yeah.
So we had a couple PSA 8 Ty Cobb cards, a Koufax 9 rookie. I mean, the PSA cards obviously delivered. Gardy, Ruth, lots of, the high-end PSA cards. So the investment cards, we had a Tom Brady with his jersey number. So you know how cards are numbered?
Yeah.
The modern cards are numbered. We had one that we estimated at 50,000. It was in a 9-holder, but it was numbered 12 out of 99. It sold for 288,000 because it was Brady's jersey number. So there's people that collect everything.
That is crazy.
And obviously there's multiple people. That's how the bidding goes crazy. So a lot of happy consigners. We were thrilled with the auction. So now we're working on our January card catalog auction. So we have consignments going in as we speak, and there's a preview page up, and then we're working on our big February Platinum Night auction.
We've talked. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, with all those items going, where do you get the next group?
Exactly.
Hey,
very good. That's the question.
We should work together.
I mean, where the hell?
Pat each other on the back. You guys came up with a good question.
No, I mean,
First
Derek.
time in 10 years.
6 years. By the way, Derek, you missed. This is our 6th anniversary last week. 6 years we've been on the show together.
It's a miracle.
We're into our 6th year. This is our 263rd show.
Oh wow!
Thanks to you guys.
Yeah, 263rd show. Pretty cool.
And our 14 viewers. Thank you, viewers. We're going to personally thank you all.
And do you know that we are now with the being part of the United Podcast Network? I think we are the most viewed show in the collectibles world, which is kind of cool.
Hey, it's launched my career.
We created a freaking monster here. You realize
Hey,
that?
he's great, man.
And you just get bleeped out on that. Did you?
No, I said friggin'.
Okay, that's
So,
close.
plus, this is the internet.
Okay, but let's get back to our consigners.
Go ahead.
They are unbelievable. If you deliver the prices, you treat people right, they're going to continue to consign. And with our marketing, and our global reach, we have new discoveries all the time.
So let's talk about that. You say you have new discoveries all the time.
That's what he said.
Do they call you up? Are you guys like?
We wouldn't know.
You're not in attics going through people's houses.
Of course we do.
But they call you.
I mean, they have to know what they have. But yeah, we do house calls.
Why can't we get a call like that?
Well, I'm
not coming to your house because you're not going to have anything.
I understand it, but why can't we get a call from somebody and say, "Hey, why don't you guys come up? I found some stuff in the attic." Well,
how come Heritage? That's why.
Is that
worse for us, and you'll get the
I don't know. I tell you, I'm confused.
I go into Petrocelli's cellar, and he's got a room. He doesn't know what the hell he has. Like, just, I'm going to tell him what you showed me this morning. This morning, he says, "Is this worth anything?" And it's a beautiful. You said it's a beautiful photograph from the '75 World Series of just he and Pete Rose putting their hands up the barrel of the bat, signed by both of them with the World Series thing.
Okay, is it an original photo?
Yes.
An original photo.
Yes.
Okay. The wire photo.
Yeah,
okay.
so that's good. That's a type 1. That's got value. I'm not saying
it would.
Right.
It would have value.
But I'm saying
a Red Sox fan mainly.
Yes, but I'm saying he's got a room full of stuff like that.
What if you're a Cincinnati Red fan?
Someday.
Look, give me 50,000 now, and I'll call it quits. Don't worry about
I'll do that.
You want to give me 50?
I want the Gold Glove, though.
No, but
how many Gold Gloves did you win, Rico?
None. No, because wait a minute, it's Louis Aparicio is it short, Hall of Famer. Then when I moved over to third,
so you're done. Brooks Robinson.
Forget it. Not even. Brooksy was there, and no arguments.
But you know what's interesting? Listen to this one,
anyway.
Derek. How many All-Star appearances? How many All-Star games did you play in? But how many All-Star? But how many All-Star
picks?
5. Can you imagine that? That back then he got chosen to play in 5. He was a 5-time All-Star, but they only allowed him to play in 2 because. Tell us why.
Well, no, we had injuries, or we had, one time Mr. Yorkie came, told me and Yaz, say, "Why don't you guys take a rest?" You know what I mean? I was picked. I don't even know if he was the starter, or what, but
so you had to do what they said.
So we did it, because we were.
Imagine that.
Because they wanted a pennant so bad, and we said, "No, you're not going to get one."
Unbelievable. So your next auction is in January?
It is.
And the consignments are
January.
And the consignment
deadline for January card auction. So it's cards only, meaning sets, wax.
Yeah.
Anything card related, graded cards, ungraded cards. The consignment deadline is coming up in the beginning of December. So it's pretty close. I'm assuming.
But
then there's February Platinum Night, and keep in mind we have the monthly showcase auctions. We have the weekly auction. It doesn't end.
Well,
it's just amazing. It's just amazing how this stuff.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask you about this. This guy, to me, because I've read a lot of the books, on the old player, the early 1900s,
written by Tom Zappala.
Yeah, that's the one. This guy was unbelievable. Plank. He got a Plank. T206. This guy threw like 400 innings, like twice or something. He was unbelievable.
That's a great card. We have not had a Plank recently. We've actually had a couple Wagner since we've had a Plank.
Really?
Definitely get the Maggie card. Yeah, we just haven't had a Plank recently. That's a tough card.
I got a question about that card, Derek. Me being an old T206 collector. That card seems, correct me if I'm wrong, it's lost a little steam over the last couple of years, hasn't it?
I think what happened was, and this is odd, but there was like a few years ago, I can't remember the specific time, but there were a few Planks that came out right in a row, whether it was our company or some other company. It felt like there was a Plank, and that's what happens. It's like 52 Mantles and 8s. You see one every auction, and then all of a sudden it goes Wagners. They don't come out forever. Then you see a few Wagners in a row, then you don't see them again for a while. Yeah. That's what happened to Plank.
And the same thing with the McGee era card. I mean, that card really has kind of stopped picking up a head of steam, hasn't it?
Well, we have one coming up in Lajoie for 33 Gardy. I mean, we just had 2 in the same sale. I've got a 9 Lajoie coming up in January and a 3. So now we're getting Lajoies. And Maggie, we do have one coming up. We have one coming up in January. I think it's a 3.
His last name's Error.
That was his nickname. That was his nickname.
Yeah.
If you have a Plank, Send in your plank.
No, I don't
wish I
have.
had one.
I don't have any of the big four. Never did. Never will.
I read a lot
Actually,
about
my collection now is down to nothing because I've
That
sold a
doesn't
lot of it off, and I've to private collectors, and I'm working on other stuff now.
It's still, you know.
You know what I've been doing, Derek?
What have you been doing, Tom?
I'm working.
Good question.
Don't
What
be
are
fresh. I'm my collection is becoming diversified, but not real high end, because I'm trying to get my grandkids involved. So I'm buying cards like the 51 Bowman Mantle, but I'm buying it like in a PSA 3. Same thing with the Jackie, with a Robinson rookie, a PSA 2.
That's great stuff. What are you talking about?
But
That's not low end. That's expensive stuff.
But it's not an 8. It's not a 7.
It doesn't have to be.
And that's what I've been doing. I'm kind of picking and choosing. Like I'm the 39 Williams rookie card. Have that in a 2. You know what I mean?
Fine.
That's what I'm kind of doing now. You know, and it's I'm kind of diversifying. I want to mix it up for the kids to really enjoy.
Well, that's a good point. Or collectors who are who are listening, you know, you can.
I'll tell you what I did do.
Diversification.
You and I talked when I was in Florida. We're going to take a quick break, but I did do a lot of speculating on. I got caught up in the modern cards.
Yeah.
And I bought a bunch of them. I bought about 50 or 60 of them. I got them all graded at PSA, and as soon as I get to Florida, I'm going to flip them all. I'm going to flip all of them.
So you're going through Heritage?
No, I'm going to. Oh, I don't even. That's a good idea. No, he won't take them. They're not good enough for him.
Oh, okay. No,
Probably flip them on eBay. I mean, will you take a Wander Franco in a PSA 10?
Depends what's the value.
Not a lot.
What issue? Is it numbered? Is it?
Yeah, I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name. It's probably a $300 card. You don't want to be involved with that stuff, right?
Not really. No. It's clog up the pipeline.
Us peasants. He doesn't want to deal with us peasants.
Yeah. Well, listen, I don't blame him.
All right, Grady's in the house. We can come back. We're going to be on deck with Rico. This is the most amazing part of the show. It's a question that I ask Rico, and I never get a straight answer. Hang in there. We'll be right back.
Since 1996, Brian Drent and the staff at Denver's Mile High Card Company have led the charge in the collectibles hobby. Mile High is a full-service dealer specializing in buying and selling cards and offers a competitive consignment program for all collectors. Whether it be their computerized want list service, appraisals, or auction services, Mile High has it all. If you've been searching for a company with a selection of high-grade vintage 1888 to 1970 baseball cards and memorabilia that shares your passion, aim high, mile high. Go to milehighcardco.com or call 303-840-2784 for more information.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rico Petrocelli, and I'm very excited to talk to you about our new partner, Panini America. Panini America is the world leader in licensed sports and entertainment collectibles, and we're proud to have them as the official trading card of the Great American Collectibles Show. When it comes to modern trading cards of your favorite players, Panini America leads the way in terms of innovation, design, creativity, value, and fun. From landmark brands such as Donruss, Prism, and Contenders to high-end juggernauts like Flawless, National Treasures, and Immaculate, Panini America delivers the hottest trading cards of the biggest names in the NBA, NFL, MLB, PA, NASCAR, soccer, and college. When you want to collect the best, collect Panini America. Ask for it at your local hobby shop or at mass retailers like Target and Walmart. And you can always find Panini America online at icollectpanini.com. Panini America. Who do you collect? How would you like to own the bat that was used by your favorite player when he hit that towering home run or game-winning base hit? Well, look no further than JT Sports, specializing in the sale and authentication of professional game-used bats. As the official authenticators of professional model game-used bats for PSA DNA, JT Sports will guarantee the authenticity of any bat purchased from them. JT Sports also buys and sells game-worn uniforms, gloves, and baseball equipment. The unique quality of the collectible is what JT Sports is all about. Give them a call at 609-487-8003 or check them out at GameUseBats.com.
Hi, this is Dan from Memory Lane Auction and Collectibles Company. If you're looking to maximize your return on your sports cards and collectibles, look no further. we at Memory Lane Auction House offer you several options to achieve top dollar for your collectibles. Whether you're looking to auction or sell privately, we're the #1 choice with over 17 years in the hobby. Nobody will work harder to achieve your goals. Just call us today at 877-606-5263. That's 877-606-LANE. Or visit us on the web at www.memorylaneinc.com. Go with the best. Go with Memory Lane.
For more than 30 years, Robert Edward Auctions has been the industry leader when it comes to helping you realize the most money for your baseball cards and sports memorabilia. In addition to their unparalleled reputation for honesty and integrity, they reach the largest number of bidders in the business and offer lower sellers' fees, as well as generous cash advances up front on your valuable material. Contact them today at 908-226-9900. That's 908-226-9900 or at robertedwardauction.com.
Now on deck with Rico Petrocelli. Rico Petrocelli. Hi, my name is Willie. Time for On Deck with Rico Petrocelli.
You know, why is it that the youngest kid pronounces the name correctly? The youngest, right? The youngest.
She's smart.
She's a 5-year-old pronounce your name.
She could probably do the computer.
I swear, I tried to get her to say it wrong.
Rico Petrocelli.
I said
Rico Pepperini.
Pepperoni.
I said it to her, and she says, "Okay." And she said, "Hi, I'm Lily."
All right, so it's time for our segment called On Deck with Rico, brought to us each week by our good friend Brian Dwyer and the great staff at REA Auctions. Don't forget to get your bid in by going to robertedwardauctions.com. That's Robert Edward Auctions for extraordinary results and extraordinary service. So this is kind of a cool question, Rick.
All right.
This was submitted to us by a gentleman whose name is Mark St. Jean.
Mark St. Jean.
Okay.
Whatever.
And his question is, what team was the best that you faced in a single season? In a single season. Now, I thought about this, and I have not said this to you, but I would suggest that taking the Big Red Machine, because that wasn't regular, that was a World Series.
Right.
I would say the 68 Detroit Tigers.
No. they were a great team. But the team that was really great was actually it's more than 1 year with Earl Weaver and the Baltimore Orioles with Frank Robinson, Boog Powell, Brooks Robinson, Paul Blair.
Bill Freehan.
Bill Freehan, he's the Tigers.
Oh, that's right.
You tried to sneak a Tiger in there, huh? No, they were great. You couldn't, I tell you, no exaggeration. You were very lucky if you can get one through the infield.
Really?
Base hit,
and plus they had a hell of a pitching staff.
Yeah, and then they had four guys.
Mike Cuellar.
Yeah, Mike.
Dave McNally.
And, of course, Palmer, Hall of Famer.
And then actually Pat Dobson won 20 that year.
Dobson won 20, yeah. Well, see, he was a good pitcher, but that defense helped him, and they could hit. You kidding? Boog Powell and Frank Robinson, Brooks, Paul Blair, who's a power hitter, and he could run, bunt, drove me nuts at third base when I moved over to third. And that was a great team.
And the Tigers were
great. 68, yeah.
That was a good team. That was
that
was Mickey Lolich and Denny McClain.
Denny, yeah, which we just saw at the baseball dinner.
Yeah.
In New Hampshire. But, those Willie Horton.
Wait a second. When was the baseball dinner?
Last week was the baseball dinner.
How come you didn't invite me?
Well, you didn't. I
didn't make the cut.
That too. I would have had to pay for the ticket.
Oh, Jesus, not that.
I said,
God forbid that you do that.
Hey, listen, I'm on a fixed income.
Okay, yeah, you're on a fixed income. All right. Listen, we're chatting with Derek.
All right.
Hold on. I had a question. All right, Derek, let's talk about the 51 Bowman Mantle. Again, that card seems to have, it was picking up a head of steam, and now it seems to have kind of leveled off a little bit.
Depends on the quality of the 8. We've also had one in every auction. I've got a gorgeous 8 coming up in January.
Really?
Yeah.
So
when cards go up, 2x, 3x, right? People are going to take some money off the table. Even wealthy people say, wow, I have 50,000 in this card and it's selling now for 400,000. They might sell it. Depends on their age, depends on but that's a lot of money to make on one card. And some people, just take the money off the table. Maybe they have a 7, or maybe they'll downgrade to a 7, but again, take some of that money back that they put out there. And so we've done well with them, and we've had one in each of the last several major catalog auctions, and we have a beautiful one coming up in January.
Very cool.
I think it's a great card. I think it's a great investment. It's his true rookie card.
Well, I'm glad I bought it then.
Oh, see? Yeah. Money goes to money.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. What do you got?
Memorabilia. I wanted to ask you about memorabilia, the best memorabilia to own. Jerseys, bats, balls, unique stuff.
I like jerseys, but I think bats right now, man, I am an idiot for not buying more bats. As soon as they said they were going to do a pop report, I should have been buying them like crazy for the last few years. They have literally tripled, quadrupled in value just based on the pop report.
I mentioned to you, and we had John Tobby on last week. John is such a wealth of knowledge when it comes to bats. I mean, he's the guy. He's the go-to guy.
He's the guy.
So we were talking, and I think I mentioned this to you too, that I was at Hef's house, Mike Hefner's house, and his bat collection was like off jaw-dropping.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's a wonderful collection. Yeah.
And another guy that I'm sure, well, I think you know him. Another guy that we've talked to this week that's contributing some wonderful memorabilia for the new book is Brian Siegel, and Brian. He's donating a Ty Cobb signed game-used bat and a Lou Gehrig signed game-used bat. And Brian is a guy, as a matter of fact, Brian's going to be joining you and us as a guest on the show. He's the guy that remember he sent me the 67 bat, the Yaz Triple Crown bat.
Yes.
And I went to Dick Gordon's wife, and he has signed it for me.
I remember that. That was nice.
Yeah, he's going to be joining us in a couple of weeks.
I love the bats, too. I love the cards and the bats, especially.
Game-used jerseys, I mean, they're beautiful, but they take up a lot of space, Derek.
Well, I mean, I wear Rico's as a nightgown, so I
he bought yours. He bought your game-used jersey.
I have a game-used 71 flannel.
He bought.
Is it signed by him?
How'd you get it? No, how did somebody get it?
You're the one that's supposed to be answering that question.
Well, I don't want to incriminate anybody.
Oh, I can answer this.
It's not me.
No, not
in from.
Go ahead. Let's.
No, it's not.
Go ahead.
So jerseys, bat boys, equipment managers. You could have handed a jersey to somebody. They make it out there into the world, and sometimes.
Yeah, how do you know someone stole it? Maybe you gave it to somebody.
I didn't say they stole it. I'm saying how they got it. Look, here's the thing. They have the room with all the uniforms in there. I think we got 2 each the year, and then if they.
This is 71.
Halfway through the year, you got 2 rows, 2 home.
Yeah, right. And that's the Red Sox belong. That belongs to the Red Sox.
Well, hold on a second.
And somebody takes it out. And,
Yeah, but there's a caveat here.
What's the caveat?
Is yours signed?
No.
I don't think it is. Now, keep in mind.
If it's not,
there's nothing wrong. I'm not saying.
No, but you're making a point. If it's not signed, somebody could have knuckled it.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, how do they get out there? And you mentioned, you're right, about
equipment
the bats.
managers.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah,
I mean, people.
Absolutely.
Look, the stuff wasn't worth money back then.
Right.
It wasn't a big deal. If somebody asked you for your jersey, can you remember giving a jersey to somebody?
Did you ever give a jersey away?
You ever give a jersey to anybody?
Yeah.
You did, really?
Yep.
You going to tell us who?
No, I'm not telling you.
How's he going to remember?
That's a good point. How many?
You know what I gave it to?
Who?
The Italian American Sports Hall of Fame in Chicago.
Oh, well, that's different.
Yeah,
that's different.
Yeah,
I wish I had it back.
Your career.
Huh?
People ask for bats. People ask for bats.
Crack bats. If we cracked them, we could take them with us if we want.
Yes.
So you would just hand them out?
No, none of it. Nobody would. Usually would go
thrown away.
Thrown away, basically. Firewood, in the winter.
And keep in mind, the team sent down, so they sent down the jerseys to the minor leagues too.
That's true.
So your pro jerseys got sent down.
What I'm saying is, I think it's tough to get a jersey.
You wish I would
play.
think.
No, it is. There's probably only a handful of Rico Petrocelli jerseys. I mean, the thing cost me a couple grand.
Yeah,
He did.
It did.
Come on, get out of here. But,
so hold on a second.
But
you got anything?
Yeah,
Come on, I'll take a T-shirt. A T-shirt.
I'll bring it to Boston next time. Well, next time I see you.
You know something? Next time you bring it here, when you see him, maybe in Atlantic City, which he promised, sign it for him.
Of course I'll sign it. I'll do anything for him.
Is it great? Does that bring the value up or down, Derek?
It doesn't bring. Well, I don't want to say, but honestly, it brings up the value when he dies. It's not. He's still alive. I don't want him to die.
Well, wait a while. It's close. The way I feel today.
No, but you
stuffed. Oh, did I stuff?
I gotta get up there soon. Get a New Jersey. I think I'm leaving now to head up there before he croaks.
Hey, I got Pete Rose's. It was last week at this dinner, and I had been looking to have him sign it for 75. What's 2021? How many years is that?
A long time. And he finally signed it.
Well, yeah, finally. My wife brought it, and we said we got to get this signed. And he was great. He was great to everybody. And he signed it, and then I signed it, and there it is.
Who else was at the dinner? There was you, Pete, Denny McClain.
Denny McClain was there. Louis Tiant, Dick Drago.
The Dragon.
The Dragon, boy. Yeah,
he had some hard times.
Yeah.
Then he came back.
Yeah, he did. He came back.
So how come Tommy Boy wasn't there?
Tommy Boy wasn't,
hey,
wait a second.
Tom, it's Rico. Why don't you and Dave come up to the dinner?
See the show, right? That's the only time I see him. He doesn't call the rest of the time. Now I'm older. He should be calling me.
First of all,
I agree. He should be checking.
Derek,
checking on.
First of all, ask Rico 2 weeks ago. Where were we 2 weeks ago?
Well, we had dinner, but this was like, he was like sad the whole dinner. He had to pay.
We had dinner with the wives, and we had a nice, lovely time.
We
had a lovely time.
This is the only. I'm serious. This is the only time
He's a user. I get it.
I know exactly.
God.
I get it.
Oh man.
Okay.
All right, what about signed baseballs?
Here's the thing with signed baseballs.
Hard to
okay, so picture me as a kid in the '80s getting into this, right?
Yeah.
So I want to get the Hall of Famers. That's great. So I get Jim Palmer and Brooks Robinson, and they're all still alive signing.
Yeah.
How can they go up in value? So I've had them since the 80s. Now Mantle and DiMaggio and Williams, those guys have died, but because they signed so many balls, it is not like.
So even after they pass on, they signed
don't go up that much because there's so many of them.
But
if it grades, keep in mind if you got them graded a 10, okay, if they grade that signature a 10. And the ball is like Snow White, and you kept it nice.
Then it doesn't matter.
That's investment quality. Then it can go to another level. But if you just have a regular run-of-the-mill signed Mantle ball that's toned now, and they're hundreds of dollars.
Well, let me ask you this question.
Great stuff for the collectors. Keep in mind that the collectors, right, are listening, watching.
But there's nothing wrong.
One or two.
Every collector I know, just keep this in mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even the multi-millionaire collectors that have $10 million, $20 million collections, right? They still want a signed Mantle baseball. They may have a game used jersey, they may have a game used bat, they may have a 52 Mantle, but you still want a signed baseball.
Yeah.
So there are people that still want the $300 and $500 items along with their $500,000 items because a signed baseball is still pretty cool. And signed championship balls. So when you talk about team signed balls, key years are important. Those are the balls that hold the most value. Because, Rico, how many balls did you sign, honestly, where people were just throwing balls in the dugout and you're just signing as a team?
Thousands.
No, they had every day we had to sign 24 balls in the clubhouse. They used to put them out there.
All right, so I'm going to ask him this. I want to ask you this question, and I want Derek to respond to this. Your signature, and I'm not trying to be a wise guy, but when you were a kid, when you were in your 20s, you signed a baseball. Has your signature, as you've gotten older, changed?
No.
It hasn't? It's pretty much the same as it was?
Yeah.
Because I noticed that when some ball players age, Derek, their signatures change as they get older. My question is is a Joe DiMaggio baseball signed in 1941 different than a Joe DiMaggio baseball sign when he was Mr. Coffee, and it's not.
Yeah, I mean, they're worth more. So the vintage Mantle, before you get those cool loopy Mantles, early on in his career, those are worth more. The 50s era Mantle signatures and Mays signatures, those are worth more than they have been. Mays, I mean, I know he's not in the greatest of health now, so he's probably not signing, but he was signing the whole way through I remember going to a show in 1988. And Mays was signing like crazy. That was in 88. He's been signing just like crazy. There's millions of Mays signatures out there. So when you get the rookie era signature, it's definitely worth more.
Yeah. So I have a Mantle. I have a Duke Snyder. I have Brooks Robinson, I think.
See, those are all classics.
Yeah, and Ted Williams, of course. I have that. A couple more. And in person, 99, Hank signed it for me. And remember
at the All-Star game.
Yeah, Mantle, I got it during.
They're all separate balls.
Separate, yeah,
that's good.
Balls.
That's
so,
good.
if you want, I'll take 10,000.
Well, no. What about you? Don't have a 67 signed team ball?
Yeah, it's gone.
What do you mean it's gone?
Rico put out his whole collection for here. What's going on?
A heritage auction.
The 67 ball?
Yes, that's all we had.
Really? How about 75?
No, nobody wanted to.
You know who has one?
You. Give you $5.
I have a 75 team ball.
No, but I mean,
I don't even know where the hell I got it. I mean, this was pre-Rico.
It's a tremendous, the industry since we've started.
I know. It really has. I mean, just in the last 6
From what we're looking at.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It is,
but collect for fun. It doesn't just have to be for investment.
Oh, I totally agree with that.
Use expendable income. Don't worry. If you love Brooks Robinson, get a Brooks Robinson signed ball. Don't worry about
all right.
He's been signing forever.
Right. I totally agree with you.
And so the ball's not going to be worth that much even when he passes, okay? Because he's always signed. He's very generous with his signature.
Derek, give me 5,000 for those
See
balls,
that? Derek, let me ask you this question, Derek. Am I ever, and Ellen and I, we enjoy, and I mean this, we really enjoy antiquing. Because obviously up here in New England, I mean, we live in a 300-year-old house, and we really enjoy going into these hole-in-the-wall, out-of-the-way antique shops. And we're both, I mean, she likes the antiques, but I'm always on the lookout. Am I ever going to find that jewel?
I don't think so.
No way.
I don't think so.
Really?
But I mean, it's because, I gave up 15 years ago.
Did you really?
Doing that stuff. Yeah, because now there's the internet. Yeah. And I do believe that every antique dealer has a sports memorabilia dealer on their speed dial as soon as they get something. So the odds of you walking in and finding something. Now, again, I can't speak to great antiques. I mean, I don't know what Rico, when Rico came over on the Mayflower, I'm not sure, if he has some old furniture there still.
I signed the rock.
He signed the rock. If you go to Plymouth Rock, you're going to see Petrocelli's signature on it.
Oh, no.
Well, okay, what about flea markets, though? Do you have a better chance at a flea market?
No. You know what? There's people that go, that's when I gave up on that, too. There's freaking people going there with flashlights at 5 a.m. I'm just not doing that to go to a freaking flea market and eat the garbage food that somebody pops up a little vendor tent and makes eggs. I'm probably going to die, and I'm not going there with a flashlight to get the stuff in the bright and early.
You know what's great, Derek, is when was it the Mantle 5.1 million or something?
Yeah, whatever the hell it was.
No, but it was out in the news, the mainstream news, and I
there's
thought
more mainstream news than ever right now. I mean, it's constant.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah,
they are.
It's on CNN now.
Okay,
everywhere.
So I mean, I think that's great for the industry.
Tough. I'll tell you what, it's probably going to get tougher because the auction companies, the private dealers, everybody's press release and everything.
Yeah, okay.
And I think they like the cool stories. It's not as cool when a multimillionaire buys a $1 million card.
Yeah.
But when you have the rags to riches story, I think that's when you get more. We got press on the K-Line collection. That's a significant collection. He's beloved in Detroit. Obviously, the media picks up stories like that.
Yeah.
But sure. When a Mahomes card sells for $5 million, you're going to see it on the wire.
Interesting. All right, listen, we got about 35 seconds left. What is your website, sir?
www.ha.com, and then pick your department and go to sports.
All right, listen, Derek, here's a promise. If Petrocelli promises right now, let me finish,
Go ahead.
he's going to be in Atlantic City.
I'll have him sign my jersey.
No, besides that, if he promises, then we want you up on stage with us on the Burka stage, co-hosting the show with the two of us.
Wow, that'd be great.
I did it last year. Yeah, of course I'll do it.
Well, the only reason you did it last year is because Petrocelli pulled a no-show.
No,
that's true.
No,
I wasn't invited until Rico canceled. Yeah,
Right.
Rico,
You want me to
here.
cancel again? I'd love to have you there.
We have fun.
Yeah, I need to be on the stage again. I was the key to the show.
$25.
I brought the door prizes. Zappala was giving out $5 worth of stuff.
You know something? I was in a hurry.
National.
I was in a hurry.
Yeah, I know.
All right, brother, we love you, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Great to see
Take
you.
care.
Have a good one.
Take care.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, Derek. When we come back, our good friend John Broggi, speaking about the National. We're going to talk about the National.
Great.
Hang in there. We'll be right back.
Wunderbar.
If you're a discerning collector interested in owning the most important pieces in the hobby, look no further than Leland's Auctions. The original sports auction and appraisal house, Leland's was established in 1985 by legendary Pioneer founder Joshua Leland Evans. And today, President Mike Hefner carries on the tradition. From the Tom Brady card and memorabilia collection to the famed Boston Garden auction to high-end card auctions from every major sport, Leland's has always maintained the highest standards. Go to Lelands.com and get your bid in. That's Leland's, the hobby's leading sports auction house for 4 decades.
Panini America is the world leader in licensed sports and entertainment collectibles, and we are proud to have them as the official trading card company of the Great American Collectibles Show. Panini leads the way in innovation and design with great brands like Donruss, Prism, Contenders, Flawless, National Treasures, and Immaculate. Partnering with the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball Players Association, NASCAR, FIFA, and college, Panini is certainly at the head of the hobby. You can find Panini products in major retailers like Walmart and Target, or online at icollectpaniniamerica.com. That's Panini America. Who do you collect?
Pristine Auction is a family-owned and operated online auction specializing in autographed memorabilia, sports cards, coins, art, and collectibles. Since their founding in 2010, they've grown to 2 facilities in Phoenix, Arizona, totaling over 60,000 square feet. Jared Cavalier and an incredible staff of over 150 team members serve a very large customer base and enjoy every minute of it. By working with leading authentication companies, Pristine ensures all items are 100% authentic. In addition, third-party authenticators regularly travel to Pristine Auction to provide authentication services on site. Pristine Auction strives to operate its business in a way that's honoring to God, their families, and their customers. With a strong focus on speed, quality, and premier customer service, their mission is to be the leading online auction for every level of collector and fan. Pristine also works for Hope Sports and Identity Hoops International, traveling to Mexico to build houses for the less fortunate. Pristine Auction offers several online auction formats with thousands of auctions ending each day. For more information, go to pristineauction.com. That's Pristine Auction, the best in the business.
This is Brian Drent, president of Mile High Card Company. Is your sports card and memorabilia collection properly insured? For easily replaced personal property, homeowners insurance is all most people need. But for prized possessions that you may have spent a lifetime collecting, it doesn't go nearly far enough. Collectibles Insurance Services has been insuring for over 50 years. They offer a full range of protection and a $0 deductible at an affordable rate with no appraisals required. I know because they insure my collection. If you have a minute, go to collectinsure.com and learn more about insuring your personal card or memorabilia collection.
Hi, this is Dan from Memory Lane Auction and Collectibles Company. If you're looking to maximize your return on your sports cards and collectibles, look no further. We at Memory Lane Auction House offer you several options to achieve top dollar for your collectibles. Whether you're looking to auction or sell privately, we're the #1 choice with over 17 years in the hobby. Nobody will work harder to achieve your goals. Just call us today at 877-606-5263. That's 877-606-LANE. Or visit us on the web at www.memorylaneinc.com. Go with the best. Go with Memory Lane.
rare dead stock to the latest release, new or pre-owned. The drops never stop. eBay, authenticity guaranteed.
With the holidays right around the corner, eBay is the place to go for all of your memorabilia, sports or non-sports cards, autographs, and much more. Whether it's a gift for that special someone or you want to
a gift for that special someone, you get it?
Yeah, not
Continue.
you.
Continue.
Whether it's a gift for that special someone or you want to just add to your collection, eBay's huge marketplace should be your first stop. And if you sell, now's the time to flip your cards and get some extra holiday cash.
Flip those Petrocelli cards.
Well, I shop on eBay all the time. That's eBay, connecting buyers and sellers globally.
Let's bring in John. John, do you use eBay much?
Yeah, I do. I buy a lot of Rutgers memorabilia on eBay. Just lost a 1917 program on eBay because I didn't want to pay over $700 for it. So.
And Rico, you buy your fishing stuff.
I buy fishing stuff and a couple other things there.
Yeah,
and,
I buy a lot. I buy a lot of cards.
Sure.
Yeah, I buy odds and ends.
Yeah, no, it's great. I love that when sometimes you got a bid.
Wait, I tell you what, though, John. A lot of people don't use eBay when they're looking for stuff. Don't use eBay properly, and I don't know if you know this, but like if you're looking for a card in the top right-hand corner, like you type in a 1933 Babe Ruth Gardy, right? Mm-hmm. In the top-hand corner, it says advanced. If you click on advanced, then it shows you all of the 1933 Gaudis that have ever sold on eBay, so you can kind of do your price gauging. Yeah. Pretty cool. All right, listen, John Broggi, head of the National Sports Collectors Convention, is joining us, and we asked because 2022 is right around the corner, and tickets have already gone on sale, John, right?
Not quite. Monday morning.
Tickets for the National.
Right. If you're broadcasting this later in the week,
that's correct. Right? That's right. It'll be on next Wednesday.
We're on sale by now. Yep.
So you're on sale because they went on sale 2 days ago because this is Wednesday. But let's talk about the National, John. Last year, I don't know if you can surpass last year's, but why don't you tell us what's going on with the plans in Atlantic City?
Well, it's going to be tough, as I've heard you guys talk about in the past. The 2021 National in Chicago was one, for the record books. The number of tickets we sold, the number of people we had attend that show, in spite of the pandemic, was crazy. But we'll go ahead. We've already started meeting with the folks in Atlantic City. We had several visits down there, trying to make sure all our logistics work as smoothly as they did in Chicago. As I said, we've started ticket sales already, so we're looking forward to a big year. It's the first year, other than the pandemic year, that we've sold tickets before the holidays, and we hope it provides some holiday gifts for people.
Great idea. Great idea.
Our logistics are crazy. I have to say one quick thing before we do that. There was something earlier in the show that I just can't get out of my head. And that's
I didn't say it.
Derek Grady in a Rico Petrocelli nightgown. that one is never going to leave me.
Well, you know something, because you have to picture this. He wears Rico's shirt, then he wears one of those caps that they use at Christmas time, like in a Christmas Carol, right? That's what he wears.
Wow.
And it's a Red Sox thing on it.
Well, it's nice. It's very nice of him. So, geez, they didn't give us nightgowns.
An image I'll never get rid of.
Hey, John, you heard it. I don't know if when you were backstage listening, Rico promised to come to the Atlantic City show. So he will be on stage with us broadcasting again. Last year, he made some kind of a Red Sox excuse. I had something to do with the Red Sox.
I had to.
The Red Sox should come secondary to the show.
I can't. If I do, then they won't let me in the ballpark.
Oh, all right. So that's good.
And I know there's a box of cigars on the line.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I don't know if you know this, but we are broadcasting. This is an absolutely phenomenal studio. I can't even, what's in front of us is we're up here, but what's in front of us, you can sit. There's 2 rooms that open up. There's a coffee bar. There's a kitchen, and it's just a beautiful setup where you can have an event in here. For Chrissy, how many can you fit in here? 75 easy.
Yeah, I'd say 75.
75.
Yeah.
But we are on the second floor of the #1 cigar chain in the greater Boston area called Two Guys Smoke Shop. So that was my early Christmas present to Rico.
Nice, very nice.
Some cigars. So
Very nice.
enjoy them.
Thank you so much. I'll get you next year.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. All right, so John, Rico. What else about the national?
Man.
I mean, obviously, it's too early to talk about who's going to be there signing things like that. Correct?
Yeah.
Well, we've done a bunch of things over the last few years that have really taken off. The area that we have for autographed guests is tremendous. TriStar, I know, is already working on selling tickets or bringing in guests for the show. So I think by the time they're done early next year, we'll have a huge list of guests. There's a whole bunch of other activities going on. Our VIP party, which is held on Wednesday, we'll have 3 guests signing free for everybody who buys a 5-day admission package. We've just got tons and tons of stuff. Plus that, we've got 600 dealer booths, which is not quite the most we've ever had, but the most in recent memory. And people are I mean, the new people who will be set up at the show are going to be phenomenal. Fresh material coming in.
Yeah.
We still have a wait list. People are still asking they can sign up. We're totally sold out at this point, but we're allowing them to get onto our waiting list in case there's a cancellation.
We had a great time when we were in Atlantic City the last time we were down there with you. I'll tell you, we had fun. Ellen and I, we had a couple of blocks of time where we just walked the boardwalk.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool. It was kind of cool.
Nice.
Seeing, just
famous.
It's just an amazing place. There was something else I had to, Rico's asking about Rutgers. Explain, I mean, you are probably Rutgers' #1 fan. You have to be, John.
I'm one of them. There's a bunch like me, but we all hang around together and try not to upset anybody else.
Do you guys tailgate before the games?
I actually don't tailgate anymore. We have club seats where we can sit indoors.
We
have a game tomorrow against Maryland. The winner will be bowl eligible. The loser goes home. So we'll get up into our club seats, a couple hours before the game, have a nice meal, talk to some friends, and enjoy a game. So
fantastic.
There are a bunch. And while I'm talking to you on my iPad, I'm watching the Rutgers women's basketball game down in a tournament in St. Thomas, where I'd love to be.
How's that?
Yesterday was
Nice.
Thanksgiving, and we had the whole family over, so we're not going to St. Thomas.
I'll tell you, that's pretty cool. All right, so people want to buy tickets. How do they do it?
Visit our website at www.nsccshow.com. It's easy. Click on the ticket link, and it'll take you right to the explanation for the 6 different ways we've got to get to the national.
And listen, for our viewers, that is a pretty good idea. It makes a great stocking stuffer as a gift, right?
What does?
The tickets to the national. If you want to buy somebody as a Christmas gift.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Will you buy me one?
Yeah, I'll buy you someone.
All right, John, we love you.
All right.
Thanks,
Take
John.
care.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Merry Christmas if we don't see you. Take care.
Yeah,
John Broggi,
thanks.
thank
Have a
you.
great day.
Good guy. Good guy.
He's wonderful.
All right, listen, the Philly Show.
This,
East Coast Sports Marketing and Hunt Auctions are pleased to present the Philadelphia Sports Collectors Show, The Philly Show, from Friday, December 3rd to December 5th at the Valley Forge Casino Resort in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. Shop over 200 of your favorite hobby dealer booths and over 55,000 square feet of sports collectibles heaven from the 1800s when Rico played to the present day.
See?
Major sports auction houses, I wasn't trying to be fresh. Major sports auction houses and third-party grading and authentication companies are on hand to assist your collecting needs. The Philly Show is family friendly, and all kids 12 and under get in for free. Autographed guests include Manny Trio, Steve Cloughton, Pete Rose, who you were with, Jim Thome, I know that, but last week when Mike read it, you know what he said? He thought it was a misspell. He said Jim Thorpe. I said, Jim Thorpe's been dead for 75 years. Ric Flair, and of course, Major League Baseball's oldest living MVP, Bobby Shantz. For more information, go to thephillyshow.com. Remember, since 1975, the Philly Show is where it all started. All right, before we leave you, here's our giveaway. Why don't you hold that up?
Hold what
up? The picture. Yeah. The world famous Rico Petrocelli. Rich Robbins, by the way, Rico really dropped it. You didn't.
If I would have dropped it, I would not be here right now.
You would have been tarred and feathered by the Boston fans. This week's winner, David, is, I'm digging deep. Oh, there they are. You ready?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Larry Gitlin. Larry Gitlin, one of the Gitlin brothers. Wasn't that the name of the band, the Gitlin brothers? Oh, that was the Gatlin brothers. That's right. The Gitlin brothers.
So what happens what does he have to do now?
He's got 1 week, Rico. 1 week to PM me.
Yeah.
Email me.
Yeah.
Message me.
Or,
carry a pigeon. I don't care. If I don't hear from him in
How about
smoke signals.
Right.
If I don't hear from him in 1 week, he's out.
He's out. Oof.
He's out. Very simple.
You got to do it.
All right, Rick. Hey,
Harry.
I'm glad you had a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, right. I hope it's my.
You'll see me.
Great
You'll
to
see.
you.
You'll see more.
We'll see you soon. And
in a couple of weeks, we have a special guest. Brian Siegel is going to be on.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
He's got the most incredible memorabilia collection. 1,500 square feet in his house.
Wow.
And I'm talking Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth. Amazing stuff. He's going to be on, and we have images, David, that we're going to be showing of all his good stuff. We have a whole library that we'll be sending you. With that being said, Chrissy, thank you so much. Love you guys.
Yep.
David, thank you so much to our viewers and listeners. Thank you all. We hope you all had a great, great Thanksgiving.
Yes, thank you. I'm breathing. Look, I'm happy.
You are. And with that being said, happy collecting.
Collecting.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.